In the frozen heart of the north, life is a gift bought with blood. Here, the line between a hero's saga and a nameless grave is as thin as a blade's edge. For a Viking, the greatest enemy isn't always the steel of an opponent, but the silent rot of an infected wound. Deep within the smoke-filled longhouse, Thora, the keeper of ancient life, prepares for a battle against death itself. The air is thick with the scent of dried herbs and iron. Beneath her steady hands lies a mountain of a man, a leader whose strength has been shattered by a single, jagged strike. Every breath he takes is a labor, every heartbeat a defiance. Outside, the world is a wasteland of ice and shadow, indifferent to the struggle within. But Thora does not pray for mercy. She commands the elements of the earth, roots, fire, and bone, to mend what was broken. The ritual of survival begins not with a song, but with the searing heat of the forge and the cold precision of the needle. Medicine in the age of the dragon ships is a brutal dance between primitive science and ancient superstition. As the blacksmith draws the cauterizing iron from the roaring coals, the orange glow reveals more than just intense heat. It reflects the raw necessity of pain to preserve a fading life. Every tool here is forged in the same fire as the warriors who require them. But Thora knows that glowing steel alone is never enough to defeat the darkness. She reaches for the hidden secrets of the forest, utilizing roots pulled from the frozen permafrost and mosses that breathe with the spirit of the earth. Even the youngest child watches in absolute silence, learning the truth that a Viking's power resides not just in the axe, but in the sacred knowledge of the pulse. The elder whispers to the old gods, his voice a low vibration that binds the physical world to the divine. They are not merely stitching torn flesh. They are reweaving a destiny that the Norns almost cut short. In this flickering light, the woman's calloused hands become the most powerful weapons in the village, fighting a silent war against the cold embrace of Helheim. The moment of truth arrives with the sharp sting of the needle. In this world, there is no numbness, only the iron will to endure what must be done. As the bone needle pierces the skin, the warrior's universe narrows to the smell of burning pine and the immense weight of Thora's focus. Each stitch is a silent vow kept to the ancestors. Outside, the great ship waits in the harbor, its dragon prow staring into the storm as if sensing the struggle of its fallen master. The community stands as a wall of silence, a circle of shared breath against the cold. They know that if the leader falls, the very spirit of the raid dies with him. Thora ties the final knot, her jaw set against the exhaustion clawing at her mind. A sacred poultice of honey and moss is applied to seal the wound against the unseen demons of infection. The drum beats once, a thud of finality. The warrior's eyes close, not in death, but in the first true rest he has known. The healing has taken hold, and the saga continues. Recovery is a slow march through a landscape of ice. While the warrior rests, the healing work shifts from the longhouse to the frozen veins of the earth. Thora ventures into the heart of the forest, where the frost hides the very ingredients of life. Every root dug from the snow is a trophy won from the winter's grasp. Beside her, the next generation watches. The child sees that survival requires more than just a blade. It requires the wisdom to listen to the soil. The blacksmith and the scout remain vigilant, their strength providing the steel and the eyes that protect the village during its moment of vulnerability. They understand that a wounded leader makes the whole tribe a target. In the forge, silver is hammered thin, not for jewelry, but for amulets of protection and tools of precision. This is the Viking way, an unbreakable bond between the craftsman, the healer, and the protector. As the morning light breaks over the jagged cliffs, the air carries a new scent, the bitter, hopeful aroma of a brewing cure. The shadows deepen as the battle for the warrior's soul enters its darkest hour. Inside the longhouse, the air grows heavy with the metallic tang of blood and the suffocating heat of the hearth. Thora prepares the obsidian blade, a stone shard sharper than any steel, to open what must be drained. There is no room for hesitation. A single tremor in her hand could mean the end of a legend. The elder's voice rises in a guttural chant, a sonic shield meant to drive away the spirits of decay that haunt the dying. Every movement is a calculated risk against the encroaching infection. As the warrior's chest heaves in a rhythmic struggle for breath, the community outside holds its collective breath, their fates tied to the success of this ritual surgery. The heat of the fire reflects in Thora's unyielding eyes, eyes that have seen too many lives slip into the fog of Helheim. Here, in the flicker of a tallow candle, the true cost of Viking resilience is revealed. It is written in the scars of the living and the silence of the brave. As the fever finally breaks, a fragile peace descends upon the longhouse. The dawn light filters through the smoke, illuminating a scene of quiet triumph. Thora unwraps the linen bandages with the tenderness of a mother and the precision of a surgeon, revealing the clean, closed lines of a wound that should have been fatal. The warrior's grip, once slack and cold, now finds its familiar strength as he tests the air with a clenched fist. Beside him, the child watches every movement, absorbing the unspoken lessons of endurance that will one day define his own life. The cycle of knowledge remains unbroken. The healer's wisdom is passed down not through books, but through the observation of blood, honey, and breath. Outside, the village prepares for the warrior's return to the world of the living. The blacksmith hammers a brace of silver and iron, a testament to the tribe's refusal to let their best men fall. In this moment of stillness, the Viking spirit is renewed, proving that while their blades are sharp, their will to survive is sharper still. The physical mending is complete, but the spirit must now be reclaimed from the edge of the abyss. Under the shimmering veil of the aurora borealis, the village gathers for the sacred purification. Thora stands as a bridge between worlds, her face masked in white clay, reflecting the towering flames of the ceremonial pyre. This is the moment where medicine meets the divine. As she splashes the herbal waters onto the warrior's scarred chest, the steam rises like the ghosts of fallen enemies escaping into the night. The massive berserkers and the fierce shield maidens stand as silent sentinels, their presence anchoring the ritual in the reality of war. The rhythmic thud of shields and the low, guttural chanting of the elder create a vibration that shakes the very earth beneath their feet. They are calling back the warrior's soul from the shadows of the past, forging a new spirit that is tempered by fire and blessed by the old gods. In this storm of sparks and ancient songs, the weakness of the flesh is forgotten, and the legend of the undying North is born again. The shadow of death has finally retreated, leaving behind a man forged anew. As the morning sun strikes the icy fjord, the warrior stands tall, his breathing deep and steady like the tides of the North Sea. The scars on his skin are no longer marks of weakness, but medals of a battle won against the unseen. Thora watches from the shoreline, her mission fulfilled, as she passes the ancient talismans to the next generation. The child's hands, small and eager, now hold the weight of a legacy that spans centuries. In the village, the air is thick with the scent of pine resin and salt water. The longship, a dragon of oak and iron, groans in anticipation of the open water. Every man and woman moves with a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that their strength lies in the hands that heal as much as the hands that kill. The captain takes his place at the helm, his gaze fixed on the horizon, while the shield maidens prepare the oars. The journey ahead is long and perilous, but the spirit of the clan is unbroken, tempered by the fire of survival and the wisdom of the earth. The echoes of the ritual fade into the vast silence of the mountains. But the victory over the grave remains. Inside the quiet longhouse, Thora returns to her tools, her hands moving with the same steady grace that saved a life. She is the silent guardian of the bloodline, a weaver of health in a world of steel. Every vial she fills and every root she grinds is a testament to a wisdom that refuses to be forgotten. As the great ship finally cuts through the icy water, its sail blooming like a blood-red flower against the grey sky, the warrior looks back one last time. He carries more than just his axe. He carries the breath given back to him by the earth and the woman who mastered it. The child stands on the shore, a beacon of the future, watching the dragon's head disappear into the mist of the North Sea. They are a people defined not only by the territories they conquer, but by the resilience of their souls and the depth of their healing arts. The saga of the Vikings is written in blood, but it is preserved by the hands that know how to mend it. The cycle of life and death continues, eternal and unbroken.